Mel made the fatal mistake of inviting Martell down there to this trip. Because now he all over there in his feelings because he'll never get his family back. Y'all ready to talk about it? Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate up for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video, we're here to discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 5, I think it's episode 12. I got 99 problems and a beach ain't one. Well, one of the 99 problems you got, Miss Mel, is Martell over here. Because he wants to be back with his family. And it ain't gonna never happen. I hope it never happens. He don't deserve his family back. You take the L, Martell, and move around. You get it? But let's get into it, girl. So the episode pick up a little bit further after where we left off last week. It's breakfast with Chef Thomas, and Chef Thomas is, you know, a chef. Mel flew down from DC, and might I add, he fine as a bitch. Ooh, Chef Thomas. Chef Thomas would have stayed in my room last night. You get it? I'm just saying, why you had to fly around from DC? Because he fine as hell. I mean, that's just me and my dirty mind. But anyway, Chef gives everybody the menu, naming stuff I ain't never heard of. I mean, I heard of the avocado toast. I ain't never had it. But naming all this stuff that nobody never heard of. But it sounds good. And little Martell decides to give the prayer. Now it's time to eat the food. Little Martell gives the prayer. And Malia is looking at him with one eye closed and one eye open, giving God this side of her brain and Lil Martell that side of the brain, because he's like an old grandmother. He likes his prayers to last real long. Malia ain't here for it. Malia is me. Because listen, I'll be like, oh, amen. Shit. You done said enough. But anyway, Martell is actually like, he loves the fact that his son loves to pray. He said that lets him know that him and Mel did something right because they really love God. Martell, maybe you did do something right. I was about to get you, but maybe, you know, whatever. So now they go around the table asking all the kids their favorite memories. I want to say Malia says she remembered the shorts. Lil Martell says he remembered the shorts, the bike rides. He got many, many memories. Even little Sugar Mama had memories to give. Go ahead on, Sugar Mama. But Martell said his most favorite memory of the family trip is them going on the bike ride. So they play a little flashback, and they always do their bike rides. And Martell says, you know, the kids love the bike ride. I love the bike ride. I mean, I think this is one of the best things that, you know, we've done on these vacations. And in my mind, I said, here we go, starting with the bullshit. Martell, I get it. You trying to be nice and, you know, share memories with the churn and all of that. But you trying to put it in a family setting. And although y'all are still a family on this trip, y'all ain't a family like that. Martell, sit your peanut head ass down. We don't want to hear this BS about the nostalgia and all of that. You didn't care about none of that when you decided to go get coleslaw and put a piece of chicken with that side, okay? So now we don't want to hear it, bruh. None of that popped through your mind when you kept sleeping with coleslaw. Because you know what? To be honest, I don't even think sleeping with her was the worst. You got the girl pregnant. And you had the girl calling Mel, disrespecting her. We don't want to hear it, Martell. You did. Oh, well. Have your memories. It is what it is. And see, Mel, that's why I wouldn't invite him on this trip. Them children going to have to get used to the fact that we ain't going to be on the trips together. And that's just that. And we going to talk about that later when Marceau asks him, what you going to do when she start dating? Listen, I get it. Do what's best for them children. And sometimes what's best for them children is reality. And reality is, I don't like your partner no more and we ain't never getting back together. You ain't got to say it like that, but they got to know how you feel. That's just my opinion. But anyway, they having dinner and Martell lets Mel know that Tisha and Marceau gonna be stopping by. And she say, stopping by where? When? I mean, I know you talked to him last night, but you ain't say nothing about them stopping by. Oh, yeah. They right there up the street in Pensacola. So I told them they could just pull up on us. See? You know, Mel said this in her confessional, and I'm going to piggyback off of what Mel said. Mel said, you know, this is typical Martell, doing what Martell wants to do, making decisions without consulting me, and because he just wants to be the person in charge. Mel, didn't you say last week that fool ain't put in a quarter on the trip? Not a quarter, not a dime. I mean, did he pay for the bike ride? And then you had the nerve to want to invite somebody? You broke bastard. See, this what I be talking. Reason number 2 why I wouldn't invited his ass on that trip. First of all, it's one thing to come, but we gonna have to go half and half, my guy, my boy. We gonna have to go half and half. Ain't no goddamn way you gonna come on the trip for the free. Have me fly out my fine ass chef, who potentially might be my little sneaky link, to cook for me and you. And then on top of that, you gonna have the nerve to invite somebody without telling me? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Martell would have been kicked out the house that day. I'd have told him, cheering, oh, Lord, I think he got the big C. He got to go. It's an emergency. It's an emergency. But, you know, Mel took it better than I would have, because I wish, girl, anyway. But he let her know that they coming in 45 minutes, and is that okay? Even he gets in his damn confessional and say, you know, I probably should have ran it by Mel, you know, before I told him to pull up. But at the end of the day, Mel gonna have to get over some things and let some things go. But that's not to be determined on her dime and her time. You gotta let Mel figure out when she wants to deal with Marceau and Tisha. That ain't for you to do. And not to mention, fool, you ain't putting nothing in on this man. You don't get to tell me, girl, Mel, run. Run. Controlling. Reason number 3. Girl, run. I get what you're trying to do, but it ain't for everybody. Fact. Y'all could be cordial down there in the streets of Huntsville. Don't bring that shit across state lines, girl. Please. But anyway, because Martell don't give a damn. But yeah, he said he understand her and how she feel, but he thinks they could be cordial. That ain't your call. Alright, so we get down there to the beach. The kids is having a blast with their grandmother, their mama, and their daddy. Mel over there thirst trapping, bending all over, doing yoga in the water, in ankle deep water, I'm sorry. Martell over there thirst trapping, he done put some doggone 99-cent baby Earl all on the front of his pecs while he hold a baby so he can go down there to the water. And I say, why is this happening? And why are we witnessing this? Y'all both trying to thirst trap each other. It's both of y'all trying to be like, oh, you see what you missing? Both of y'all see what y'all missing. But the gag is, Mel don't care about what she missing. I think Martell care more about it than she do. But anyway, they down there at the beach, and Martell wants to show Mel some old pics from 2019 when they went on the trip. Now, you know, Mel was like, you still got these? He was like, yeah, you know how that cloud be working. You know, the cloud. You know what I'm saying? And she said, well, that's funny because you always trying to send me old pics and all of that. And he was just like, nah, not really. It just be in the cloud. She said, well, that's funny because remember you texted me the other day asking me if I'll marry you again? See, this the games that I'm talking about. And reason number 4 why you shouldn't have invited him down there. Because y'all know, well, Mel, this is what I'll say to you. You know that he still want to be with you. You just said it. He asked you through a text, would you marry him again and all of that? It's blurring the lines that don't need to be blurred until both of y'all are on the same page. If that makes sense, because I know Mel spoke about it later that she's in a place emotionally and mentally where she can deal with that. Martell ain't. And we're going to see that later too. I think it's a little soon, but move at your own pace. I just think it's soon given the fact that Martell ain't mentally and emotionally mature enough to handle that and know that it ain't going to happen. We'll get to it. But she says, you know, she know what he be trying to do with that nostalgia, trying to get her back, reel her back in, but she ain't here for it. I don't think I'm here for the trip at this point, but that's reason number 4. It ain't what it's cracked up to be because Martell still want to be with you. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Marceau, well, this is still in the same scene. Marceau and his family pull up and Mel is over there looking crazy with her hat under her umbrella. Like, I didn't even invite y'all. But anyway, Tisha and Marceau pull up, you know, Marceau, hey, how y'all doing? We was just down the street, decided to stop by, you know, Martell told us we could pull up. Martell get up, Tisha noticed her braids, noticed that Mel's doing braids. She said, girl, I've never seen you in braids. They are so cute on you. And you know, look at Martell, yeah, you know, they do look cute on. I like them. That's why she got them, because she know I like them. Mel was like, well, let me go ahead on and change my hair. Girl, get you a wig and put it on. So now he looking crazy. Remember, he wants his family back. But anyway, he get in the confessional talking about, see, Mel know what she doing. She did that because I took my daughter to get her braids done, and she wanted to get her braids done like my daughter's because she know I like braids. See what I'm talking about? Reason number 5, the delusion. The delusion is number 5 reason why I would not have invited Martell on that trip. It's too soon. I get what we want to do for the kids, but it's got to be in a healthy way. It's too soon. If you ask me, that's just my opinion. They go on, so after that, they go on inside the house. Mel is in the kitchen eating watermelon, looking like, I wish y'all get the hell up out of here. Martell is over there looking at her, and Tisha and Marceau's like, y'all good, this is great, y'all have the family vacation going on, blah, 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 blah. Martell basically says that Mel's mood changed because, he was disrespectful. Well, Mel said that. She said her mood changed because Martell is disrespectful, and he's disrespecting her as she speaks by, inviting people over here without even running it by me at this point. But Tisha's over there, oh, the family is so cute together. This is the whole sweet no. And Mel was getting irritated because she was just like, but that's not what this is. Reason number 6 why I wouldn't invite Martell on this goddamn trip. It trips up everybody. It really does. We got to be honest. It trips up everybody. I get where you at, Mel, and I know where you at, and I've been there. But so soon after, not to mention when one party wants it and the other don't, and this is what everybody has seen so much out of y'all in the past, it's too soon. Reason number 6. It gets people all tripped up. That's my reason number 6. But she's getting irritated, but it is what it is, Mel. That's kind of like what you signed up for, even with the stuff coming from Martell. Anyway, Martell asked them what they doing today, and she was like, this is the last day we really wrapping it up, Tisha. She said, but we gonna do a boat day, taking kids out there. But anyway, Martell looks up over there, because Marceau's over there saying, y'all, look, we gotta stop saying trigger words. Because Mel is sitting up there making a face every time they say something that pertains to family. Martell was like, look, y'all gotta go, because she's getting triggered, y'all gotta get up out of here. And Marceau was like, well, no, just tell us what the trigger words are. We not gonna use them. We not gonna say, what's going on. Mel comes over and have a seat with them and was like, listen, it ain't what it is, right? It ain't what y'all think it is. This ain't us rekindling. This ain't us trying to do nothing together. This is simply me and Martell doing what's good and what we think is best for the family, for the kids, right? So, Tisha was like, well, I don't want to insinuate, and Mel cut her off real fast and said, please don't insinuate, because it ain't that. And looked at Martell and said, it ain't that. Now, Martell and his feelings about, see what I'm saying? More delusion. Reason number 7. Are we on 6 or 7 are the reasons why I wouldn't have invited Martell on this goddamn trip? Nevertheless, he over there, he don't understand why she's embedding in the fact that it'll never happen. Martell, take the L. Take the L, Martell. I'm just, like she said, it ain't factual. But Mel said Tank and Malia drove the golf cart. Because she said, we had fun on the golf cart. And Tisha, oh, is this like a family thing? All right, Tisha, you poking. She already told you it ain't that. Why you keep trying to insinuate them together? Mel was like, no, the family went. And we let Lil Martell and we let Malia drive the golf cart. And it was a fun thing. Like, y'all keep trying to push it. I'm about to kick y'all ass up out of here. But they asked them who drive the best. And this is where the newlywed game starts. The newlywed no longer game. So they play the newlywed no longer game. And I guess the question is who the better cook. I believe he said it was Mel. Who the better cleaner. It was Martell. Who's the funnest parents. They was confused and conflicted. And who loved the hardest. And they didn't know. Marceau and Tisha gets up and play, and what we find out from their game is Tisha does every goddamn thing, but the kids think Marceau is the more fun of parent. What's the moral to this story is, you can do everything you got to do for these kids. They always want to go by the parent who ain't got the most hands on them. Tisha, you's a good woman, girl. You's a good woman. Let's move on. Kimmy, it's time to cut her hair. So Kimmy has made a decision to cut her hair. She said after her research, after her research and after her experience in clinics, she knows that it's very, very common that her hair is going to fall out. Instead of her getting into a shower one day and globs of her hair start coming out, she'd rather cut it first. That way it's something that she has control over. This was a very hard scene for me, because it's like more and more as we go down this journey, it gets more and more real. You know what I mean? And I feel so bad for Kimmy and for Maurice and for the kids and for the friends and family. I just feel so bad for her. But she's going to go ahead and cut all that beautiful girl. Let me tell you, Kimmy, I didn't know you had all that hair up under your head. Beautiful, long, thick, beautiful hair. She's going to go ahead on and cut it off. She want Brianna, her friend's going to come over. She's going to chop and she's going to actually turn her hair into hair pieces for Kimmy. That's dope. I ain't never heard of that, but I'm not a stylist. But she's going to take the hair that she chops off from Kimmy, and she's going to use it. I don't know if it's going to be like bundles or a wig or whatever the case, but she's still going to be able to wear it. That is dope as hell. Her friend Adriana's coming over. You know, I feel like in this scene, Maurice is struggling harder than Kimmy is. And you know, it's a struggle because again, it's getting real. At first glance, I was like, is he like taking it harder because he don't want her to cut her hair? Because you know, they got men like that. My bum ass brother like that. Like he really is strict about women and cutting their hair. But he's a bum, so pay him no mind. I was wondering if that's the angle, but we find out later that's not the angle. So anyway, he asks if she ready. We get to the front. Brianna and her friend Andrea comes. Andrea is her biggest cheerleader. I love it. Shout out to Andrea, telling her, girl, people get their hair cut all the time. You're going to look beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And the big chop happens. Now Maurice comes in, and this is where we find out he's a barber because he edges up Kimmy's in the back right here. Clean up, according to her kitchens, where she ain't had none. But we find out, Maurice is a barber, and she met him because she saw him. She stalked him, according to her, on Facebook, and was like, I think who it was, she asked who he was. Somebody she asked who he was, and it was like, oh, that's Maurice, he cut hair. So what she did was stalk him on Facebook and was like, I have a son, can you cut his hair? And Maurice was like, I didn't even know I was being interviewed. But he goes on and cut the back of her hair. They finished the finished product. It looks beautiful on Kimmy. Andrea loves it. Lets her know, girl, look, your hair gonna grow back, and it will. Maurice loves it. She's looking around. Reality hits. When Brianna gives her the mirror, it hit. And that's why I said this scene was harder for me than any, because it was just like, I felt so bad for Kimmy. I don't want Kimmy to go through this. I don't want any woman, especially black women, to go through this. But it really stung. You know what I mean? Like, again, as time progressed, reality hits harder and harder and harder. So Kimmy looking in the mirror, Brianna was like, I told you not to cry, but they end up shedding a tear together. She hugs her friend Adriana. She hugs on Maurice. She goes back into the bathroom. Maurice comes behind her and tells her she's beautiful. And he gives this whole monologue in a confessional that was beautiful. He said, listen, Kimmy is not her hair. Kimmy is not her youthful looks. Kimmy is not none of that. Kimmy is who she is because of how she treats people and how she takes care of people. That's the Kimmy he fell in love with. And he's going to be with her through thick and thin. Hair, no hair. It don't matter, because he loves his wife and he's ready to take the ride. Again, the Kimmy scenes are becoming harder and harder for a lot of people. I'm pretty sure not just me. I think she's super strong. She's super, super strong. Sometimes she's, you know, sometimes you can be too strong. I don't know if y'all know that, right? But sometimes it's a good and a bad thing. So I thought this scene was beautiful nonetheless. I'm just glad that Kimmy's sharing this with us, because she didn't have to do this. Moving on, Martell and Marceau is upstairs playing pool. And Marceau talks about how the trip to Africa gave him more time to think and appreciate his family. Marceau, wasn't you down there by yourself, allegedly? Didn't take your kids and all of that. Are you talking about that trip? Marceau, don't bring that trip up no more. We still want to cuss your ass out about that trip. Anyway, so he asked Martell, how y'all get here from Vegas? And y'all know what happened in Vegas. They was damn near about to punch each other face out. Marceau had to pick Martell up and move him to another room because he acting crazy like he gonna swing or something. It was a lot. And Martell's response is, you know, she needed time to go through the pain, and so did I. That's basically what it is. Now that we're on the other side of that, that's why we're able to do what we're doing now. And I think I'm very grateful that she invited me. Martell, I don't think you're on the other side of your pain. I really don't. I think Mel may be, but you don't. You're not. That's just my opinion. But he goes into talking about that they had a good life and then things started to shift. Shifts how, Martell? When you decided to can't keep your penis in your pants? On the flip side, Tisha is downstairs talking to Mel, and she wants to know, girl, what made you invite Martell? Like, of all people, like, what made you invite Martell? And Mel had to let her know that, look, I had to wait till I go through all of the BS, the ups and downs, highs and lows, the hurt, the pain, the sorrow, all of that, to come out mentally and emotionally stronger on the other side. Once I was able to do that, I didn't have an issue with inviting Martell, because I do want my kids to experience the fact that we don't have an issue. Like, you know, coming from a place where we were arguing constantly and wasn't even able to speak. This is what I wanted for my kids. So now that I'm on that side, I didn't have an issue to, you know, invite him. So now Tisha was curious, because, you know, she can't live without her husband and her children. So Tisha was like, that's a good space to be in. And Mel goes into this thing that made so much sense. And again, I preach this to women, especially women who look like me. Mel said, I was able to walk away from a seemingly picture-perfect marriage in order to preserve my happiness and what's best for me and my children. She's spitting. Why is she spitting? Because Mel was smart enough and strong enough, and we've all been there, smart enough and strong enough to say, you know, the image and what people gonna think is gonna be one thing, but am I to live with that just to keep up an image of what people think and what they gonna say? Nah, fat. She got the hell up out of there. That's big. Mel, you the GOAT. You the MVP of this episode. I said what I said. But, yeah, she basically says that she decided to walk away from what people thought was perfect and do what's best for her. It makes all the sense in the world. So Martell is upstairs telling Marceau, he's finally admitting that Mel checked out because of the things that he actually did. It wasn't even on her. It was because of the fuck shit he was doing. I said, look at him trying to take accountability and responsibility for the bull. Is this real? Somebody check his temperature. But yeah, he said she checked out emotionally because of that. He said, but ultimately he started doing that. Here we go, shifting the blame again. He started doing the cheating and not keeping his penis in his pants because she stopped doing things like, you know, sexually, cooking and all of that. Now, Marceau becomes the voice of reason, which is like, you know, at the end of the day, you ever thought that maybe she just didn't want to have sex as often? I mean, when people get married, sex lives change drastically. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. Martell knows this, but this still is not reason for him to go out and do what he did. He even tried to rationalize it, saying that, you know, I tried to hold out for about a year and a half before I went outside and did the fuck shit. Well, good, because look where you at now. Wishing you could turn back the hands of time. No, Kels. The hands of time don't go back, they go forward. You're dead. Say what I said. Girl, Martell, just blows me. Just blows me. Because right when I thought you was saying the right things, you flipped it back on her not cooking and cleaning. And, well, not cleaning, but cooking and giving you fellatio. You didn't deserve no fellatio. Maybe that is what it was. You know, a lot of men out here got to understand, sometimes you don't deserve no fellatio. Sometimes you've been showing your ass and acting a fool so much, you don't deserve the fellatio. But again, that's what marriage is all about. Thick and thin, better or worse. Maybe you forgot them parts on your vows, Martell. You get on my nerves. But anyway, downstairs, Tisha asked what Mel had to do to get where she is, you know, mentally and spiritually and emotionally. And she said, girl, look, I had to spend time with myself in my own emotions. Go ahead on, you're spitting again. Ooh, Mel, you're spitting again. Yes. Spend time alone. Because guess what? If you don't love you enough to be by yourself with you, how you expect somebody else to love you enough to be by themselves with you? That is exactly what she needed to do. Take that time, sit in the bullshit, look in the mirror, love on me, you know, work on me, be okay with me before I can even move forward with any damn thing. But you know, a lot of us, we are so, what's the word I want to say? A lot of us are so wired to think that marriage and relationships is the end all be all. It's almost like having to deal with ourselves is like asking to commit the big S, or, you know, that's like asking to jump off of a bridge or something. if you spend time with yourself, you might realize, you know what, I'm dope as fuck. Not to mention, I know how to have you treat me because I treat myself the way, you know what I mean? I know how to treat myself, so I can show you how to treat me and vice versa. You get it? Mel, you spitting, girl. You spitting. Tisha wants to be messy, and now I see why Mel didn't want your ass out there. But Tisha wants to be messy and get in a confessional. I ain't gonna lie, your hair was banging, your rap was cute, Tisha. But she wants to say, see, Mel is very good at portraying what she wants people to see, right? And, you know, it's to the point where she'll say something and portray something to the point where she'll fool herself. So who knows if Mel's really on this other side? Why do you care? Why does it matter to you, Tisha? Again, that nobody asked you that. Nobody asked you that. Is there some truth that maybe Mel portrays what people want what she wants people to see? I'm sorry, probably, possibly, I don't know. But why does that concern you? Why? That's why that girl ain't want you and your husband out there. I just don't get it. But anyway, Marcel is up there asking if he think things would change if Mel knew how much Martell regretted doing what he did. No. No. She don't give a damn how much you regret it. Regret is obsolete in this situation. You should have regretted it when you couldn't keep your penis in your pants. We don't care, Martell. We don't care. But he was like, well, you know, I ain't really tell her everything about how much I regret. I kind of give her little nuggets, bits and pieces, because I don't want her to think I'm trying to shoot at her or whatever, you know, like trying to get back with her. There you go with the pride shit. Reason number 8, 9, whatever reason number we on, I wouldn't invited your ass. You got too much pride. Yeah, but I ain't really wanted to think it was nothing like that. So, you know, I ain't really get into detail, you know, about how much I regret it. Well, guess what? It don't matter because it doesn't count. He said he apologized and he said some things, to her, but like I said, he didn't want to make it seem like it was that big of a deal. Now, Marcel asked how he feel or how he gonna feel when she start dating, because at the end of the day, both of y'all gonna start dating. What's gonna happen? What's up? Martell claims, you know, it's cool. I mean, I know at some point it's gotta happen. She gonna bring another man around my kids. I'm gonna have a woman around the kids. Hopefully, he said I'm pretty confident she's gonna pick a man who's trustworthy and capable of being around my kids and to be trusted. You know, it's and vice versa. No, I don't think it's vice versa. I wouldn't trust you to pick the right woman to be around your kids, Martell. Maybe you would as a father, but as a man, I don't know. And if that flew over your head, I'm gonna say it again. Maybe you would pick the right woman to be around your kids as a father. But as a man, I'm not sure. That's two different hats. Figure it out. You get it? So Martell sitting up there saying all of this, and even Marceau seeing this. Marceau was just like, you know, Martell sitting up here saying, you know, he gonna be straight with all of this and all of that, but I don't think that's the case. And you know, Marceau, I believe it. And you know, now I'm about to put 2 and 2 together. Now, Tisha's downstairs saying Mel's over there portraying what she wants you to see. Marceau's upstairs basically saying the same thing about Martell. Think back to that doggone, what was that? Was that when they made the magazine cover? Think back a few seasons ago when they had the magazine cover and she knew Martell was cheating. She knew Martell had done, I don't know if this is around the time Coleslaw was pregnant or not. I don't know. I don't remember. But this is when the shit really hit the fan. Remember Mel said that she's very wonderful. She's very good at smiling in front of the cameras and not letting the world know what's going on. And when I tell you the speeches they did with each other that day was on, like you never would have thought nothing was going on. So maybe there is some truth to that. I just didn't like that Tisha brought it out. You too, Marceau. Mind y'all business. Y'all over there just to be messy and get some camera time. But anyway, Marceau basically says that he don't think Martell could take dating someone else. He said, because it's nothing like seeing your ex move on. You know. Because see, in your mind, you be like, yeah, she can't get no better than me. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is, she can. She probably will. And you're going to have to eat that. Listen, I know, especially them Southern men. They be like, oh, you got all these kids. Ain't no man going to want you. Shitting me. Them men don't give a damn about all them kids. Listen, when it comes time for Mel to move on, I'm pretty sure he's going to be a successful man, a fine man. And I don't mean like buff like Martell, looking like he done worked out all his pain. You can't even see it in the shorts, even when the shorts is wet. And I was looking. Sorry. But yeah, she gonna get her a finer man, a more distinguished gentleman. Mel, if you ask me, get you somebody a little older. You ain't gotta be old. I mean, you can get your little silver fox. You know, I like them too. But you know, get you somebody a little older, a little more mature, with a head on their shoulder. That motel, too childish, girl. Move on and get you somebody like that. Somebody that you leveled up with, so when Martell see him, he in his feelings. That's what you need. But downstairs, Mel is talking about how she got married young. I think she said she was 24. Tisha said she was 21. And, you know, Tisha was like, after you get married, it ain't about nothing but your family and your kids. Pause. Message. That's how you have us be getting stuck up and can't move on when the shit go bad, because you put everything into your man and these churn. I'm not saying don't sow into your man and your kids, but to drop everything and put everything into it, then when and if it goes left, now you stuck like damn near down there on the 3rd floor of the hospital, and in New Orleans, that's the crazy floor level, because this dude done moved on, and you can't understand how he able to move on to somebody so quick and so easy and just not care, because girl, he didn't do what you did. What's the moral to the story, ladies? Don't do that. Don't do that, fat. Sow into your kids, sow into your husband, but sow into yourself too. Know you, love you, be able to exist absent of your husband and your kids. And not really the kids, the husband. Be able to exist absent of your husband. I'm just saying that, but I had to put that message in there. But Mel basically said if she have another baby, she need a contract. I don't blame you, because Martell ain't got no money. Get a prenup on the next baby daddy. But she said she don't know if she gonna get married or not. If God has it in it for her, then it is what it is. But it ain't on her mind right now. Upstairs, Martell basically saying life goes on, and he wants what's ideal for the kids, and he basically says he wants to show the kids that they've overcome the BS and the arguing, and they can get along, and it's everything happy-go-lucky. Marceau asks if he believes the kids have hope of them getting back together, because remember, Marceau said that was what happened when his daddy came back around with his mama, and Marceau was like, well, my kids are intelligent. They don't, you know, we've already talked to them. They know, but Marceau still hangs on that fact of, I get that, but sometimes these kids still have that hope, because that's what they want, especially having this type of trip, you know what I mean? So now in the confessional, Marceau said if he could turn back the hands of time, which you can't, Kels, that he would have had more conversations. They would have had a conversation annually to better understand each other. And if they did, they wouldn't be where they was. Well, what do you know? Hindsight is 20 fucking 20. Didn't y'all get divorced in 2020? Baby. Then you gonna sit there in the camera trying to hold back the tears. Holding back the tears. And what? Excuse me, I need to get up. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. That was the end of the episode. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Shout out to Kimmy, you the GOAT. Mel, you was the GOAT on the messages. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on TikTok, stop acting crazy, and I'll see you hoes later. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.